to the captain's quarters.
All right, well, fucking welcome to the podcast, everybody. We have a very special treat for everybody listening today. Last night, we got pretty drunk. And we got on ePal, and we had a lovely lady, Trilt, last night play Roblox with us. And we figured it would be a great idea to maybe find another girl and interview her today on the podcast. So we're going to do that a little later today.
Yeah.
Now, ePal, for those of you who don't know, is a website where you can, I guess, rent players to people who will play with you. I mean, boys and girls, men and women, just anyone that you want to play with if you want to get carried or whatever. But it's just a website in which you can just rent a person for however much a game.
It sounds illegal, but it's not.
It feels, feels like it kind of should be illegal, but it's not. It's actually pretty interesting. And it ranges from what appears to be like full-blown esports like gods that charge like 40 points a game and they'll teach you how to play to, just $2 a game. Some lovely lady will come in and laugh at your jokes.
Maybe you're just having like an off day and you're like, you know what, I need some gamer girl company. And it's I got a little bit of disposable income, my dad paid me $10 to mow the lawn, and that can immediately go back into the economy through gamer girl funds.
Do you think this kind of like, does it strike the same nerve as like a strip club, like the needs of a strip club, where it's just like that affirmation from a woman, where it just
I think it's closer to sex work than anything.
Okay, I mean, maybe. Is it? You think it's an intimate thing?
I think it could be the closest is like a sex line, but without like the dirty talk.
Oh, okay, yeah, I could definitely see this being pretty close.
Like a 1-800 number.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Where it doesn't necessarily have to be inappropriate. Sometimes people just feel good spending
just call
their
them
money.
And talk about their day. Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, do the girls? Do they talk to you if you play with them? Like, is there like a guarantee that they have?
So the whole point, the website is entirely promoted for like her voice. Like, you scan through a catalog of people. There's a picture of them, and you can click on their profile and stuff. But there's like, all of them have like a 10-minute or a 10-second little clip about what their voice sounds like.
I see that. Oh, that's weird. Okay.
So you can listen to their voice and they'll say something like, hey, I want to play video games with you. Or most of them say like, I'm a mid in League of Legends and stuff like that. Like all of them play League of Legends. Literally all of these people are playing League of Legends.
That does seem to be like a game that girls flock to for whatever reason. I mean, it's just they all play it. It's really weird.
Yeah. Well, it's got the biggest player base, and it's got like one of the bigger viewer bases, and it's free.
That's fair. That is fair.
Yeah. But
plus the community's super horny and toxic. Like I'm pretty sure like half the player base of League are incels.
That's a bold statement, Cotton. We'll see how that works out for him.
Personally, I never really got into fucking League, dude. I played Dota a little bit, but I never got the appeal of League. I never just...
It's okay. I mean, I've never not played it blackout drunk.
I had a roommate in college that was like committed, like hours a day. Like,
oh yeah, my roommate is like my roommate plays it. And I'm like, why do you play this? He's like, I don't choose to play this game. It chooses me.
I knew a girl who broke up with her boyfriend because he wouldn't stop playing it, and she like told him it was a problem and they needed to break up, and he was like, no, and like literally just continued playing League of Legends instead of like hanging out with her like on a date. Like it was the most insane thing I've ever heard. Like he wouldn't schedule dates or anything. He wouldn't go outside. He literally just like every night I'm playing League of Legends and you can fuck off was basically how he felt. Like I just don't understand it. I never understand it.
I had a little bit of that for World of Warcraft, like where it really like took over my life. But like that was a game that you actually like saw like
there's player investment
concrete
in World of Warcraft.
Yeah, exactly. Like it wasn't just something that you just keep repeated playing like with no end. Right. Like I guess you just get better, but like
see, I can't say I got so addicted to Counter-Strike back in the day, dude.
Oh man.
I legitimately like 19-year-old Tommy living on a bare mattress in his parents' basement, playing Counter-Strike 9 hours a day. Oh, yeah. Dream. That was the dream, dude. That's the gamer dream. I was so addicted to that. Now I'm terrible at it, and I hate myself whenever I play that game.
Yeah, I feel like that game went downhill pretty quick. Like the fall from grace was hard for that game. It was just like,
And I don't know if it's the game or if it's just the fact that I've aged 6 years and my hands and eyes are just
just
old.
like
Yeah, dude. Like any fucking game that relies on like that hand-eye speed, like it's just
Right.
dominated by
Yeah.
children on Adderall.
Yes.
That are just fucking. That's why you can't play Fortnite, dude. I just can't do it.
Oh,
Like, the second I see somebody like shooting at me, or even just see them, they'll like get just barely a glimpse of me. They'll build like a ivy tower, and then they'll just fucking come just raining down upon me before I even realize what's going on. Like,
Boy, it looks like they're having a stroke if you've ever seen them build.
Yeah, no, like,
It's
honestly,
crazy.
yeah, you fire one bullet and they literally build the White House, and you're like, "The fuck am I doing? Like, why am I playing this game at all?"
Yeah.
And then they shoot at you, and you build like 3 fucking walls, and they just keep breaking the wall as you build it. That's the most frustrating thing you've ever. Yeah,
3 groups attack each other. Manhattan, like Times Square gets built. It's like, how did you do this?
Why are you so fast?
Please.
well, it's going to be interesting to talk to her about this because she's not only on this EPAL website, but she's also, according to her Twitch bio, she's pretty active in her university esports team. So I think she's going to have both perspectives. She's going to have like the side where it's just like that companionship with like some lonely guy just wants, or, you know, some lonely woman. I don't know, some lonely someone
Right?
wants some companionship, you know, maybe just someone to casually talk to. And then she's also probably going to have that side of like, hey, how do I play League of Legends, you know?
Right.
So
And my Discord died.
wow,
Hey.
Fun times.
very unprofessional.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
Imagine this guy.
So,
By the way, we probably should have. You guys probably noticed a new face here.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah,
shoot,
we just
yeah.
dived right in.
Yeah,
How's it going?
And a lack of
How we
faces.
doing? How's it going?
this is I'm pointing the wrong. This is TF Ocelot.
Yeah, I ate all the
you
other guys.
know. Yeah, if you've ever watched my stream, you know him. Great streamer, great guy. He is joining us. Do you prefer to be called Ocelot, or do you want us to call you by your first name?
It really doesn't matter. I honestly don't care. I list both on my Twitch page, so you can figure that out. So
Do David, just because I don't want it to be weird, like I call everyone else by their first name and then just Ocelot.
what's up, Ocelot? Yeah.
What's up, TF? Davis's phone broke, so he didn't have a webcam for tonight. Kaylin is sleeping. Ryan is in the middle of moving houses.
Actively moving during the coronavirus pandemic.
Reed is
Don't
doing
tell
a
the
book
cops.
report. Yeah, Reed is doing a book report and in the middle of the mountains hiking, and
Doesn't make sense.
so
So
yay!
we're down to a very
Squad.
limited crew here, and but we hope this is a good episode, and I think it is going to be a good episode. So
This is the Wednesday at like 11 o'clock in the morning, like strip club crew.
yeah, this is
coming
the
on.
D team. B and C team aren't even here yet.
No.
So, and also, we typically record the podcast on Sundays, but tomorrow being Mother's Day, we wanted to do Saturday.
Yeah,
so,
and that
the
also
schedule was
kinda-
just completely fucked from the start anyway. So, this, hopefully, I think this is episode 4.
yeah.
So, maybe we'll get a little bit more of a concrete
One
schedule.
of these days, we're gonna have the same lineup on
One of these days, it's going to happen.
podcast.
So, I guess we should probably go ahead and get her in here.
Why not?
All right, we are joined here by Xequinoxx.
Hi
Welcome.
guys. Hi, how are y'all?
Doing good.
Not-
Doing good.
Yeah.
We're really,
That's good.
first, we want to start off and say, super glad you're here.
Oh, thank
we,
you for
uh,
inviting me.
Last night we went on ePal and we rented a game. What is the terminology here? Do people rent you or do people pay for your time?
EPAL doesn't really give us like what to call it. They just call it orders. So I'm guessing it's like customers and orders.
Okay.
We're not really
well,
given like proper terms that we have to use.
There's no lingo.
Yeah,
that we
pretty
need.
much.
Okay.
Yeah.
all right. Well, I don't want to offend you by saying we bought you for an hour, but we are customers of Equinox here. We last night we ordered another girl to play Roblox with us, and we figured it would be a great idea to have another one on tomorrow to just kind of interview and ask him some questions. And we found your profile, and we saw that you were kind of the both worlds, where you were on the ePal, and then you also had the esports side to it too. So I figured that would be an
Yeah.
interesting interview. And so if you want to go ahead and start promote whatever you want, and then we wrote down some questions that we'd love to ask.
All right. Well, my name's Emily, aka xEquinoxx, and my Twitch is xEquinoxx with 2 X's at the end. And I joined EPOW and Twitch to help pay for my college because housing is $20,000, which is a
Ooh,
lot when you haven't had a
Jesus
job
Christ.
for a while.
Wow.
So that's just like anyone that plans to order, just know like, hey, that's what's going to. I'm not going to waste all my money on something dumb. But that's
Jeez.
really all I have. I play for my team. They kind of do their own little thing with me. The college, we're about to get our varsity program that should pay me from what I've been told. Don't know the full details on that, but I can give some about it.
Oh, that's sweet.
Awesome. That's great, and that's really awesome that you're using this to pay for a higher education. That's I don't know how many people on the EPAL site are in that same boat, but that's great. So I guess just diving in here, what was your favorite console you've ever owned, and what was your favorite game?
Ooh, okay, so I have a little timeline here. My dad had the own, I can't remember what it's called. It's Nintendo, it's the SNES, it's SNES. I remember that's the earliest console I ever remember playing on. It was my dad's. I played Power Rangers. The first console I ever bought, beside that wasn't like a Wii or some sort of DS, was an Xbox 360.
Nice.
That was about 5th grade. I started playing Call of Duty Black Ops 2 and Halo and a few other first-person shooters. I was the kid that sounded like the 12-year-old boy. Got mistaken for a
hell
girl.
yeah.
Oh man.
I was that kid. From there, I got an Xbox One. I mainly got that for GTA. Yeah, that's about it for that.
Yeah.
I didn't really touch it much. And then I was really tired of playing on a 10-year-old laptop that could barely run Minecraft on 2 frames if I entered a biome with any sort of tree in it.
That's good.
And then I built my own desktop, which is what I'm
Nice.
on now. And then from
Hell
there, I was
yeah.
able to expand to all the games I play now.
And I saw on your Twitch bio that you have a Ryzen build,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
AMD
need to
Master
upgrade
Race.
that.
AMD Master Race.
Hell yeah.
I actually have a very similar build to you, and I'm
Wait,
very
what
happy with it.
processor do you have?
You have the Ryzen 5, don't you?
I have the 1700,
7? Oh, okay.
but I really
Oh.
want to upgrade it to a Ryzen
Wow.
9 because I can
Yeah.
already tell it's like slowing down and kind of struggling.
She's coming in here with a better processor than me, and,
Shit, dude.
and already talking about upgrading.
So, what got you started in the collegiate League of Legends community? Like, how'd that happen?
All right, so when I was younger, for some reason, I always wanted to be like some sort of famous esports player. My first league team I ever watched, and still my favorite, is Cloud9, which you can't really see, but I got their little autograph poster up there.
Oh, I see it. You can see the little logo.
Yeah, the logo.
Yeah.
I happened to go across League's webpage, not webpage, but like there was a client where they advertise their different webpage topics, and they had a college one, and I was like, well, if I'm going to get stuck going to a college I don't really want to go to at first, I'm going to see if they have some sort of esports club, in which they did.
Right.
Since I joined in the middle of the year, they already had the main team made, but the head manager of the League of Legends section was like, we have enough people. If you want, make some JV teams, you can manage them, put yourself on one for the experience. And then everyone that's now on the main team, I think, is about to be a senior. So when they go off, it'd be like I'd have 2 years of experience and I'd be the first one probably
Nice.
to go manage.
That's great. Hell
Are
yeah.
those teams co-ed?
Yes. Well, actor co-ed, however, I am the only girl on them.
I see.
Oh.
So yeah, we have like 2 in the whole club, including all of our games. I think we have 1 female secretary, and then everyone else doesn't play competitive, or they haven't said anything in the past 10 months I've been in there.
Oh man,
Wow.
that's rough.
That's great. Breaking down walls.
Mm.
Okay. Awesome. And well, I guess we already asked that question. Do you have a?
Did you have a favorite game? Like outside of League, do you have like a favorite game that you like? Like,
Before I played League, I was simple. I played Minecraft most of the time. I got into
Okay,
Overwatch
alright.
for a little bit, but the game's kind of died off, so I've stopped
Yeah.
playing it.
That's
I
fair.
could never get into
that
it.
game is like visual cancer whenever you play it.
I was into it like hardcore for I think about 4 or 5 months, and then I went back to League, and then since this is about college happened, and I was like, oh well, I actually have a reason to play League, unlike most of my other games, and I still enjoy playing them. I just don't have that motivation now as I do with
Right.
like, hey, this is for college. There's a point to this.
So I assume you only stream League then.
I actually do stream a lot of modded Minecraft, and
Okay.
I've played Overwatch once just because my college's Overwatch team was like, hey, come play with us. So I switch games. Sometimes on streams, if I'm not really into something, I'll try to do 2 games a night. But mainly it's Minecraft and League.
Okay.
So
All right.
you just said your college has an Overwatch team. Is that separate from what you're associated with?
So what it is my college has one big esports club, and that's one Discord. And then each game has their own little Discord with their own
Oh, okay.
managers and their own teams
Okay.
inside that. So it's like we have a head president, and then we have like a main manager of each game, and then there's only I think an Overwatch JV team, the League JV team that I know of. So like me and the other manager, we're kind of like our own little subcategory before everyone else.
Wow.
That's
That's
pretty great.
great. Like,
Yeah.
I graduated college at the end of 2018. And like, I didn't know this at the time, but like UGA had like where I went to school had like a really big esports presence. I think actually they won I think a Fortnite competition pretty recently, and it just feels like there was such a crazy transition even in the amount of time that I was in college, that like esports went from like this kind of like you'd see flyers in the CS building and you'd be like, oh, I guess those are guys that just get together and like play Smash Bros and stuff. And now it's like legitimately like you're saying that there's junior and varsity like I'm assuming at that varsity section you get scholarships from the school and you're actually like
right now our actual varsity is very new. Like our main club team is our varsity right now, but I don't know if they're still working on it because of Corona, but we were getting our own arena, our own like streaming offices.
Hell
we were getting set up
yeah.
for like everyone in college to use. And then that's when we were going to go get like nationally accredited. Like now we play against like colleges nationally. We're not like limited to college in the state, but it's not really like we have like we don't have like an NFL like association or like I can't remember
right.
There's no like NCAA for esports.
Yeah, and we have our jerseys. Like even the JV team, I have my own jersey, my number, my name on the back. I got our logo on the front.
Yeah.
Like
That's
they had their own
Yeah.
thing, and they're still working on. They're going to make us like a little separate national varsity logo, but the only managers for like the league team right now are going to be the guy that's managing it now, and he's graduating midway through the semester. So they said unless someone that's a freshman comes up and tries to be a manager of a league team, I'm the only one that's probably going to be able to take it, because our other main manager now is like all grown up. He has his own like wife and kids and everything. Like we don't think he's going to take it.
Yeah.
Is there like a pathway to get to like LCS from there, or is it like just once you're done with the college, you're done?
From what I know of, there's like the only way I know to get an LCS is when League invites like the top challenger people to try to play LCS. I personally don't know anything about if we're going to go from college to
Gotcha.
like LCS.
I'm really excited about a timeline where you think of like the stereotypical like high school or like college like coach, like where their son's on the team and their son always has to play, and it's just some old redneck like drunk dad that's like the coach. And I'm super excited about a future where that's like League. And he's like, God damn it, my son's gonna play jungle and you will all like it. And it's just like
I will say, my dad tried to get me into actual sports when I was younger. Did not really go well. He was highly against me playing video games, so I said, Dad, I can do it for this college. And there's a certain college he really wanted me to go to, which is the college I am now. And I went, the only way I'm going to be happy there is if you let me play League for them. And so then he was like, oh, okay. And then I made the actual like spreadsheets with our practicing and everything on there. And once I said, oh, Dad, I got practice tonight, and when he noticed I kept going up to the school for in-person practices, he's more open to it now. And like he'll leave me alone if he knows I'm practicing, because I had the manager spot before I was in the college. Like I was accepted, but it was still in the fall semester, and I would be going into the spring. So I'd be going on my own, paying for the parking, trying to find my way around campus and be like, okay, guys, I'm here. Here's our meeting. Let's go.
Wow, that's awesome. That's
Thank you.
a lot of initiative. Jesus.
Yeah.
That's I think, the parents, they throw you into sports and stuff as kids just so you have that like commitment, and I feel like now they're really starting to see that commitment is coming through the esports world. Like, like originally video games for, the last 2 decades have just been like something you do on the couch and there's no real like, but now it's like slowly evolving into like League of Legends is like crazy now. Like South Korea has made it to the point where like, isn't it like watched more than like the Super Bowl or something, like even just like casual games and stuff? Like,
oh yeah,
it's crazy. Like, and I mean, it's just so crazy.
I do know, I can't remember what country it is actually, but my friend tried to make either a North Korean or South Korean League account, and they have like a gaming social security number. I'm not sure if that's the right
It's
Yeah.
probably
country,
South.
but
I'm
it's
pretty
somewhere
sure,
over
yeah.
there you
Yeah.
have like your own gaming social security number, and it's like a really official
yeah.
thing that's linked to your
Do they-
stuff.
Right,
Do they do
yeah.
that to monitor your gaming hours, or is that just like that's just your account?
I'm
Game
not
cafes are big over there. That's what the
Yeah,
thing
that's
is.
what. Yeah,
So it's like if you're a cheater, if you're a griefer or whatever, they use that to punish you basically. Like it's pretty much like you're associated with, it's like your name online basically, you know?
Right.
wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, their whole system in South Korea is actually insane. They don't have like social security numbers, but they have like numbers. It's really crazy. Imagine a social security number, but there's 10 of them all for different things, and you don't know half of them. Only the banks and government do.
That's pretty wild. But yeah, so I mean, has it been difficult for you to make your way in esports? Like, have you had like a lot of people be creepy or like weird to you, or
Yes.
like,
So I'm using my TikTok just to make League of Legends memes, and
Right.
also a meme page posted one of them, and like all the comments were like, "Oh, it's a girl. Girls can't be good at League. Like, she's probably just a Lux main. Stupid women can't be funny." And I got a lot of DMs about it too, and I was like, "You guys do know if y'all DM me and I can tell I'm exposing League, like I can get paid for it, right?"
Right.
So
Right.
if y'all are like, please keep talking to me because I'm going to find some way to profit off of it.
Profit
then-
off the incels, absolutely.
Pretty much. And I've
Fantastic.
gotten I've only had a few real PAL orders. Like I've had someone pay me before, like, "Hey, will you tell us all your stories?" I was like, "Don't even pay me. I got like 2."
Huh?
And the rest is like general, like TikTok. The comments being like, "Girls can't play games. You probably play one character." It's like, first of all, I was a jungle main before I filled. Now I kind of fell in the stereotypical thing just because I fill for Twitch just because I run out of things to talk about, and that's the longest queue
Right.
times. Because half of my Twitch, if you look at the video, it's me trying to talk with my hands, but how my camera is, you can't really see my hands, or just me standing there like. But
it is
before I
classic
went,
Twitch.
yeah, before college gate, I was mainly a jungle main, and then for now I'm go back between mid and support depending on what the team needs.
We should also preface this by saying that the three of us know next to nothing about League of Legends.
Yeah, almost.
Right,
Oh, okay. Like I
almost
didn't
none
know
of us
like
actually play League.
Like
It's
I've
just kind of
played
fun.
League two times in my life, and I was blackout drunk both times. So like I'm pretty sure my my username on League is like I have a tiny member or something like that. So just
Well-
Yeah, Tommy's the guy that you were probably flaming on like one of those games.
well, if you don't get
What
into
is he
League
doing?
now, I highly suggest staying away from League because it will eat your time, your wallet, and your like
oh
any
yeah.
sort of. I used to be a really calm person before League. Now I am not. Every single thing on there makes me
Blood pressure is
suspicious.
raised to 100.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was telling them earlier when we were doing our 10-minute little powwow before we started the interview that I had a roommate in college that was like fully absorbed, and it was just like 12 hours a day, like his whole weekends he wouldn't come out of his room. And like I tried it twice. I tried Dota a couple times too, and I couldn't get into that. Like I don't know. I don't like games that don't like progress. Like I got really sucked into like World of Warcraft because it's just armor grinding.
It's just WoW.
Yeah.
It's just.
But
Another thing I noticed was like, I can't remember how to say it. So League is one of those games where if you try to learn it on your own, you are going to be lost. I had to have 4 people at a time trying to teach me how to play.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah. And that was because a group of people tried to get me to play with them. They didn't put me through like beginner tutorial or anything, just threw me straight into the game, and I was miserable. So that's why I stopped for almost a whole season. Then once I got in and I found like someone that was actually there to baby me, it's a lot easier.
yeah.
And
Right.
for the tilt, League is very toxic. I hate
Oh my
playing League,
God.
but I am addicted to it. On stream, I have to mute like all my teammates and my all chats, or I will flame everyone. Another reason why I put my camera in front of my chat, because then I'll read what I like want to read from it. But if I read something like too much, I'm pretty sure everyone can see in my face where I'm just kind of like, not today. If I wasn't streaming, the paragraphs would come out, but not now, not like this.
So can I ask you, does that like toxicity towards like, oh, I'm a female gamer in the League, world, like is that prominent in the like esports community in your college and stuff like or is that more of just like online trolls?
Well, my college, I guess I lucked out with them. I thought it was a lot more serious than it was. Like, I gave them the formal email introducing myself, and then when I got there, they're all kind of just like, "Hey, how are you?" type of
Yeah.
thing. If anything, I get bullied more because I'm the baby of the group more than the fact I'm the
Okay.
girl. So
Makes
like when
sense.
I joined, I was 17, so they all make the jokes I was FBI because I didn't
Mm.
tell anyone that. Or we have like an activity hour type thing where like all the clubs can come out and express if anything they want me there. To be like, oh, maybe they'll be like, oh, girl, everyone flocked to me, which sadly was the case. It was kind of funny. But I would just sit there and smile, be doing something on my computer, and everyone else would be doing the talking. So if anything, I think it's helped me make more friends because people have like something
Yeah.
sort of joke to relate to me.
Right.
Or my friends have told me like someone's like, "Oh, don't y'all have like the only girl competitive player in this area or something?" And they've texted me they're like, "Are you aware you're somewhat popular?" And I was like, "No, why?" And he was like, "I was talking to someone that didn't even know that like knew you and was talking about you." And I was like, as someone that's not really like high school, didn't talk to anyone, walked by myself, everything. So hearing
Right.
that for the first time was extremely weird for me.
That's pretty cool though. Like, because I mean, you said you just started college and you're already to like that level of notoriety on campus. Like, what's going to happen when you're a senior? Are you just going to
Yeah,
own
that's
that
helpful.
place? Or-
Right.
I'll be there for a while. I'll probably stay there. I plan to get my PhD, hopefully, if college
Jesus.
doesn't burn me out. But it
In
was one of those
CS?
things. Yeah, you can get a PhD in computer science. You just gotta do some sort of research paper.
Yeah, I
That's
know,
it.
but why would
Yeah.
you do that to yourself?
I
Are you a
don't
There's a way
masochist?
around it. Yeah, I have to say, like,
I'd be the first doctor in my family. And
Oh, okay.
my dad wanted a
That'd be-
son. I am not a son, so this is my kind of,
Hmm.
like, see, I am better than what you thought type of thing. Because it was
Okay.
like, if
I got you.
I did
I
the same
remember
thing to my
coming
dad.
home. Yeah, I remember coming home with a B plus in middle school, and he just told me to run, and I ran around the neighborhood because I did not know what was going to happen to me.
Oh my god.
It
Wow.
was one of those things. So it's kind of like if I don't try my best, or if I get a low grade on something, I'm in the mixture of, oh, it's fine, it's just one grade, and then there's half of me that's like panicking. For example, in my CS class, I accidentally missed a week of stuff because I fell asleep before I turned it in. So I had 3 zeros. Part of me was crying, the other part was like, oops. I ended up getting an A in the class. It was like every
Nice.
single bad grade individually like just kills me inside. And it was one of those grades where the teacher didn't give you like your current total grade until the end. So I was panicking. My friend got a B, so then I panicked more. And this was the one grade where I didn't want to pass fail the semester because my goal was try to make my GPA look like a 4.0, even if it
Yeah.
really wasn't. And I still got an A. Still didn't get the 4.0 because I forgot to pass fail one of my classes and got an A minus. And so I was like, oh, I tried to take
Oh.
the easy way, but
Oh well.
That's great. Congrats on that. I was
you.
the same way my freshman year in the CS program where I just like there's just this burning just like fire inside of me that was like I have to get all A's. I have to do like
We'll be the best.
and then you get to that sophomore year slump where you start take like I think the first one that really like punched me in the stomach was my data structures class, and that was just like oh fuck, like that's when shit really gets real. Like
The 300 level of S's or whatever.
did you go into the CS program with like any kind of like a credit for like intro to programming or anything, or did you start at intro?
No, I started at intro, which is like our CS 150. I don't have any prior computer science like I forgot to talk
Nice.
knowledge. Besides, in 5th grade, I was really obsessed with Minecraft, so I tried to learn Java to program Minecraft mods. I actually did
Okay.
learn a little bit, but
It's
I
crazy
didn't
how
really
many
think,
people start
yeah.
their CS journey with Minecraft.
I didn't think I'd actually go into computer science because my dad wanted me to be a pharmacist, so I didn't really keep up with all of it. And so I have all the books. I could reteach myself if I wanted to. I just haven't gotten to it because it's like, why teach it all myself if I still have to pay for the class and go through the whole thing again with an actual teacher?
Yeah, actually, I mean, that's what screwed me up in college for computer science. I actually ended up tripping over myself because I was reading ahead of the class.
Yeah.
And, like, you start not paying attention to things and then you don't learn from the teacher. And that's the worst. Like, it's like if you're not learning from the teacher and you don't have that person to work over those problems with you, you end up making your own conclusions and you end up getting bad habits. So, like, I definitely is the way to go is to just, like, let the class teach you and then supplement later, you know?
Because another thing with me was I felt like a terrible computer science student Googling everything.
You're gonna
But
feel
just
like that a
after
lot.
researching, like I realized it seems like everyone does that 9 times
yeah.
out of 10. Or
Yeah.
I'm a
Another-
professional software developer, and I still Google practically everything. So
okay,
it's something
I feel
that will
much
follow
better now.
your whole career.
I don't know anyone that has like the entire documentation memorized for anything.
Nobody
It's
does.
insane. Yeah, it's like memorizing the dictionary. You're like, I don't know all the words.
I
Like,
spend more time at my cube googling how to do things than doing things, and that's
Yeah.
that's the reality of the line of work we've chosen to
Right.
go into.
And
So.
like,
Yeah.
I felt like such a bad kid because the 1 week I missed CS, we were learning about loops, and that's
Oh,
probably
okay.
the 1 week you shouldn't miss. And then
Yeah.
like, I worried myself because the amount of like guilt I did not have for skipping that class, where I was just sitting there eating food instead. I'm really afraid because I stayed on like at home this year because I had 2 weeks where high school and college overlapped, so I drove back and forth. Next year, I will be living on my own, and I am really afraid over which half of me is going to take over because I have a lot of 8 a.m. classes.
Oh
And I'm really
no.
here like,
Yeah.
please, the good half of my brain, please wake
My
me
one
up in
advice,
time.
one piece of advice is don't give in to that half that's like, oh, you can miss a class because then you missed like 20 classes.
My
and it's
second
the
piece of
worst.
advice is never sign up for 8 a.m. classes ever
Yes,
again.
that's-
It was the
Yes.
only option. My options
to
were
your
either 8
advisor.
a.m. or 8 p.m.
Yeah, they'll do that with like the intro classes just to burn you out. But once
Yep.
you start
Yeah.
getting into the uppers, they'll
Make good friends with your advisor too, or like the section head of your department, because you can literally get them to put you in classes. Because people drop out all the time, and they'll just move you. They don't even care. They'll like, all right, whatever. You're in that class now.
No, Our Lady is. I've been told our CS advisor is not very good, and I learned that.
Most
I
are.
was told give her short yes or no answers, and of course I tried to be open with her, and she ended up just flaming me for 30 minutes straight, and I was just like, okay, never doing that again. Listening to
Yeah.
my friends now.
Fair enough.
So, what like when I got my CS degree, you got to a certain point where you could kind of like pick a specific route. Like I went the cybersecurity route, but I knew a lot of people that went like game dev route and like web dev route. Is there a specific route that you want to take, or
I was looking mainly at software development
okay?
for computer science. So here's how I decided my major. You know, while most kids when they're 6 they want to be a princess, I wanted to work at Microsoft for some reason. I do not know why. That was just
Hell
my
yeah.
brain. I remember I went to some summer camp. It has nothing to do with computers, but a guy that worked for Microsoft was talking to us, and I'm looking at this kid like he's God. I'm like, what do I need to do in college? What do I gotta do to work at Microsoft? He's like, you need a major in computer science and a minor in computer engineering. And I remember taking a marker and a piece of tape and writing it on myself.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, if I can remember that for 12 years, that's probably what I should go into.
It's like destiny at that point.
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and sure enough, like when people are like, well, what do you want to do in college? I just had like the flashback to me, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm becoming a computer science major. I sit on my computer for 14 hours a day anyway.
And that man was Bill Gates.
I don't remember his name or anything. Like,
Yeah, I was
he could
definitely
be
Bill
right in
Gates.
front of me today, and I'll just look at him like,
That was
Oh.
silent.
Well, I will tell you now, that's very impressive, and you sound like you got that fire within you. So definitely hold it out. You're
Nice.
going to get to a point where, like, because I was very similar my freshman year, where I was just like, oh, I'm going to fucking kill it. I'm going to get all A's. I'm going to be the best hacker at this school. I'm going to take it down from within. And you get to that point where you're just like, because I was the same boat where I joined the CS program without any kind of a programming background, and you'll hit a wall where it'll be like, oh fuck, like this is like where shit really gets real. And if you don't get an A in that class, if you get a C in that class, don't let it push you out of the program. That's you got to just keep trucking forward. But also get that A in that class. You know, don't.
I was really worried because my cousin apparently tried to go into computer science and he dropped out. He switched to being a history major.
Yeah.
And so my dad's like, are you sure you want to do this? Like, your
Yeah.
cousin
That's-
couldn't
oh,
do
man.
it. Are you sure you can do it?
That's a bit of a change right there.
Yeah, I was just looking at him. Like, I was like, yeah, I can do it. In the back of my mind, I was like, oh, God. Because I
It's-
also hate math. And
Yeah.
you pretty much take all the math classes as a math major.
Yep.
And so I'm having, like, the back of my mind's concerned. And then the other half is kind of like, this is fine.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. I feel like I'm on, like, a fine line of I'm either going to be a really good student or a really bad student. And,
Yeah.
if you want to know how naive I was this semester, I bought all my textbooks.
Oof.
Oh,
And
from
then,
the school.
Yeah,
Your
I
programming
rented a few
textbooks?
through I rented a few through Amazon. I
Oh,
only
okay.
bought I think like 2 of
Yeah.
them, and
Right.
then because I hate gen ed classes, and I at that awkward like 1 semester ahead this summer, I am taking 5 general education classes to
Nice.
get them out the way, so I could be
Yeah.
a sophomore to have better
Yeah.
housing in the fall. And
That's
they
fair.
all start 3 of them start on my birthday, so woo!
Ooh,
Hell yeah.
wow, that's rough.
And yeah, all my friends are like, "You'll be fine. Like your high school GPA is pretty good." And then my advisor's like, "You are going to drown yourself, everything is not going to be fine. But my reasoning was they're general educations, so if I get a C in them, no one's really going to look at them.
No.
It's like
True, yeah.
literature, history, and public speaking.
Well, they care more about the credit than they do the score.
Right,
Yeah, like,
yeah,
I'll get the
exactly.
credit for
They won't
it.
do shit for you in the future, which is ultimately the purpose
Yeah.
of college. Like the hardest class I took in college, without a doubt, if you factor in like my interest in the subject and like the time commitment that it required and all that shit, it was history of landscape architecture. And the point was like the tests were like this guy was so obsessed with landscapes, and the tests were he would post like a PowerPoint of 7 different pictures of gardens from like the French Baroque or something, and you would have to like tell the like write down on a piece of paper like what's the name of the garden, like what year was it designed, who designed it, and like what's its influence on modern landscape architecture today. And I would find myself up at 3 a.m. looking through pictures of gardens, just wondering what the hell I'm doing with my life. So I mean, like, you're exactly right. You're gonna hit these fucking bullshit Gen Ed classes that are just nothing more than like you need that well-rounded education, but just don't like if you get that B because like I said you just don't have that interest in it. Like, don't beat yourself up about it. I had a real hard problem in college with beating myself up about, like, when I got my first B, I thought, like, oh, fuck, did I fuck up? Like, but, by the end of it, I was just like, just give me that piece of paper and get me the fuck out of here.
It's like, so speaking of landscaping, another big fear in college, which a lot of people say, like, why are you going to college? It's useless anyway. Like, so many people get college degrees and don't use it. Well, I have an example. My dad, speaking of architecture, my dad got it was either business or international financing. He is a landscaper. I'm stuck with I can't tell what type of plant this is. My dad's given like the whole list, and he didn't go to college for that. So I can see like their point, but then again, my dad is also mad he doesn't use his degree because his first job, like after college, he used his degree. Then he switched, and it's useless. So like I see their point, but then again, my dad did get a lot of like he's good with money now, even though like he still pays people to like an assistant and everything, but himself, he doesn't really use it. So I see it kind of as like, well, that's your fault for going into a dumb major. Like, that's not going to happen with me.
Right.
Right,
And then,
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I guess like I took personal finance this semester as a gen ed just because I was like, cool, Dad will like it. Dad can help me. Dad has a business degree. He went and sent us to our financial advisor to do my projects for me. And so after that, I was like, well, and that guy, one of his sons, like, gonna like take up his business when he's done with it. So I was like, okay, cool. I don't have to really focus on this because they're going to do all my stuff anyway. So I did get a B on it, but thanks to Corona, I could pass fail it. So thanks,
Hell
Corona.
yeah.
Nice. So your
But
college did
never
the
gonna
pass
touch it
fail?
again. They did, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
We talked about that on the last podcast that we did. So we're going to do, I guess, one last question before we really dive into the EPAL stuff. And do you like anime? And what is your favorite anime?
Okay, I watched a lot 2 anime as well as younger. That was about it. I appreciate the art style,
Yeah.
but on the internet you see more of the weird side than the normal side.
Yeah,
So that's what I'm
I
like,
100% agree with you.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna judge y'all. I'm not into
Filthy
it.
weeb.
I am not into it at all.
I'm just kidding.
So.
Just kidding.
My boyfriend's into it. He watches it, and I'm like, he's like, come watch this with me. And I'm like, I
Hold
would rather.
on. What's his favorite anime? What's
Yeah,
his
what's
favorite
his
anime?
favorite
He
anime?
talks
Yeah,
about
right.
anime, and my brain is kind of like, huh. The only one that I currently watch is he's getting me to watch JoJo, and that's it. And at
Oh,
first I
yeah,
didn't
wow.
like
See,
it.
that's the one that like you see it on Reddit and you're just like, what the fuck is this? Like,
But
why do people like this?
Little fifth grade me liked. It was called Noragami. I don't know why I liked it. but I
That
thought
sounds
It was on
familiar.
Toonami,
Yeah.
wasn't it? I'm pretty sure it was.
I don't know, but
Maybe
I had little
Fox
matching
Kids.
anime profile pictures just because, like, you know what? Why not? It'll make you happy. But
Hell
as soon as he
yeah.
talks about anime, 3/4 of my brain shuts off. That's when I'm like the little zombie going, okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, that's
The
nice.
amount
No,
of
I don't wanna watch.
anime that's been digested by me in this lifetime is
Oh my
upsetting at this point.
I don't know if you've seen. It's called Food Wars or something.
Oh,
I have. Yep.
He
Yep.
was talking about. So I thought he was watching like an
Tremendous.
actual food show. So I said, yeah, I watched
No,
it. And I
no,
also joined
no,
in at
no.
like the most weirdest part of it. I was in the Discord for like 3 seconds. I was like, I'm gonna.
So-
I'd rather go do my. I'm gonna go do my schoolwork now. Bye.
So Hunter, Food Wars is like a cooking anime, except for it's like whenever they take a bite of the food, they
It goes into
essentially
like a softcore porn montage.
yeah, like their
Basically.
clothes explode off their body, and they like
When they have an
essentially
orgasm, more or less.
Sounds like
yeah,
a
it's
great use of my
ridiculous.
And I looked. I was like, it was like 3 a.m. too, and I was like, I thought we were talking about because he described it as like some lady called the cops because the guy's food was that bad. And I was like, you can do that, so that's why like I joined, and then I joined, and I was just like,
Is that the one
Okay.
where they're in culinary school, or is that something else?
Yeah, it's
Yes,
culinary school.
yes, yeah.
All their like recipes are actual, like it's real,
Yeah.
like food science, but it's like masked by just what the fuck. Like it's just
I'm pretty
like
sure
Basically,
Ryan showed
Masked
me
by
that.
anime.
So after that was one of my points. 'Cause I tried to listen, but after that, my brain turned off. Any sort of anime. I tried watching Beastars, and all I could be like, "Oh my
The
god!"
animation
they're all-
style really
like-
weirded me out.
I appreciate the art and everything, but that's some furry shit in my
Oh
opinion.
yeah.
for sure.
And
Oh yeah.
I'm like,
Oh yeah.
okay. And I was like, I am not watching this. No. Also, another reason I was ruined is I was young, small child, didn't know what a furry was, very sheltered. I didn't know I dated a
Okay,
guy that
alright,
was a
fair
furry.
enough.
And then after that, I was scarred for life.
oh god.
And I was like, so from there, anything that somewhat looks like an animal and a human put together, I'm like, get that
You don't
away
like
from me.
you don't like the anthropomorphic anthropomorphic animals.
Oh no,
See,
no!
yes.
I'm like kind of looking like, is that a furry? Please
Err.
don't do this. So that's another reason why like anime
Yeah.
and anything related to like that's all like my brain's just kind of like. I mean, if that's what y'all like, okay. But personally,
No,
you will have
Yeah.
to drag me to sit there and watch it.
no.
Yeah, fair enough.
So
fair
that
enough.
was actually a really good segue into the EPAL stuff because you just mentioned that you had a boyfriend. What does he think of the EPAL?
So here's how we discovered it. So college was actually making fun of the website, and then I was like, wait a minute, I am poor and have no money. And the general was like, what would you do if I did? He's like, I think you should do it. Like it'd be an easy way to make money, and it's fine. I went, okay, cool. And I jokingly was like, well, what if I did like the whole like cosplay page? He's like, look, do whatever you want to make money. I do not care because I know at the end of the day, other people will pay to be with you, and I do not. Type thing.
Oh man.
Oh,
Or
nice.
he actually
Wow.
got mad at
That's
me.
some context
man that knows what
right
he's
there.
doing.
I actually got mad at me that I told like my orders and stuff. They asked if I have a boyfriend. He's like, Emily, you're supposed to say no and get the money. Like take the people for their money. And I'm like, that is.
Damn.
I can't
Wow.
lie
I like
like
your
that.
boyfriend. This
Nice,
is
yeah,
something
you
to do.
do.
I jokingly told him, I'm like, well, if I become a cosplayer, you're gonna do like the photography stuff. And he goes, okay. But he does not get mad over anything. I try to explain things the worst thing I can. Like I wanted to learn how to do tarot cards, and I went, I'm gonna go learn how to summon demons. And I just gotta, okay,
Hell
have fun,
yeah.
go
Alright,
make
nice.
money. And I'm just
That's
like,
great.
stop
You want to have a
this. So-
supportive boyfriend. He sounds like
Right.
he's very
Apparently.
So I've two keys to success for you on that path. Be like Amaranth and have every word, like have wife, have marriage banned in your chat, have the word boyfriend banned in your chat. That way there's nobody can even talk about it. And
He's
then
afraid-
second, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, he's afraid I'm gonna become like that one streamer that got banned in 24 hours when she mentioned her boyfriend once. But like,
that
I'd
was
have people go,
Amaranth, actually, I'm pretty sure.
That
yeah,
was
they're like,
Amaranth.
like I'll tell people like someone's like, yeah, I do. I literally say, look, I do, but he tells me to tell people no, so they'll still pay me, and they'll laugh and be like, all right, I can respect that.
Nice.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
So you kind of said that you like just started. How like
Mhm.
is it
It was
something
end of March for me, I think, like
Okay,
right
so-
before April.
during coronavirus?
Yeah, during Corona.
Okay. I feel like there's a lot of people moving toward like we kind of really throttled up this podcast during all this. I feel like a lot more content is being created.
Right. A lot of people with time on their hands. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like for streaming, like I'm pretty sure if you look deep into my account, you can find extremely old clips from when I would stream. At first, I was afraid of people from school finding it because I didn't want them to laugh at me. So I had everything needed for affiliate except for the average free viewers. Then I went to
Right.
college, and like all of my friends knew, like, oh, she's going to college for video games. Essentially, I was more open because I was like, if they're not going to like watch it, they're not going to click on it. They're not going to make fun of me. They're just
Right.
not going to watch it. So I was
Right.
able to get affiliate within a month of me taking it seriously. And like for right now, I tried to put like my main and my like spam, which I'm turning into some sort of like Twitch, cosplay, Instagram. I had those linked together, but every now and then I'm going through it. Maybe I should still keep those separate. So I'm in the process of like deleting all the people that followed me from school off of it and like taking
Right.
all the links
Yeah.
out. So it was like, while I don't have anything on there, like the only thing that someone could really get off of my main Instagram if they looked hard enough would be my phone number. But, like I don't have like my age or anything on there, except like the abbreviation for my college. But it's still like there's some weird people. If I go into some other
Oh
things,
yeah.
I
Oh,
might.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
It's
kind
the
of want to
internet.
leave like the high school part of me behind, just because
Yeah.
like I did nothing with it. And
Mhm.
now I look at those people, like I had them all added on Snapchat, just like a bunch of people I didn't talk to, but they're from high school, and I went, cool, yeah, numbers. I look popular. It was like 3 a.m. and I was like, why am I I like deleted everyone. I have like 6 people now, and it's like
Right.
it's slowly coming to me that it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I
And
feel like,
that,
that is the first step of being a college student. Like, you're just like, well, fuck
no, I know
them.
like the college kids. I feel like when you're in college, you're more open to the please just give me money, find a way, pay
Yeah,
my
money
tuition.
becomes a lot
just
more
So,
valuable.
scrap your
while
way
they
through,
do
yeah.
make fun, like while some of them do joke on me for it, it's not like they're insulting me. It's literally just a joke, and it kind of ends there.
Yeah.
Or like I can joke, but like I'm gonna go make my Patreon now. Bye guys, and they're all like, oh lord, okay, have fun.
Yeah.
Is it successful for you? Like how many requests have you gotten like since you've created it? Is it like decent?
Most of my EPAL ones have actually been at like 3 a.m. when I'm asleep.
Nice.
So if I didn't sleep, I'd probably have a lot more orders than I do now.
Okay.
Yeah, I've only gotten a few weird people, including someone paid me and they kept trying to get me to make mob noises. And of course, it's the weird ones that don't recommend you. So I don't.
Oh
Have
my god.
the other one that didn't
What is
recommend me.
what is like Minecraft mobs?
Yeah, so they came in, they joined, and they're like, okay, here's a parkour arena. You're gonna do this, okay? And I did it. Went okay, and then he went, okay, we're gonna PvP. You like PvP? And I went, yeah. And keep in mind, there's also a second person to call. Didn't say a single word. Just kind of doing like random admin commands.
No.
Like try like randomly kill me and stuff, and like glitching me out. Like I kept losing connection, but it was only me, so I think they were doing it. And I usually do like my price for 30 minutes, but this time I was like, you know what? I don't care. I'm bored anyway. And then they kind of just kept like, okay, you're gonna build a house out of this dirt for me, okay? And I was like, okay.
Weird.
I got really weird vibes from it, and I was debating if I should leave. And then they both started randomly killing me out of nowhere. And then they're like, okay, can you make this noise? And I'd make it.
Wow.
And stuff. And then when it was time for me to leave, it was like,
Were they like older or were they like younger?
I don't know.
Oh man. That's sad.
Because I'm struggling to think of like a 25-year-old like
Can you make
us
the
that'd be
spider
like,
noise?
yeah, like hey, make that sheep noise.
Yeah, it was weird. And I was like, you know what? Maybe they'll recommend me for it or something. They did not. And I was like, oh, my ratio. But they also like they texted like, okay, we're gonna message you in like about a week, or if you give it a few business days, actually, and like we'll have something for you. And I'm just kind of like,
David
David
died
fine.
again. Boo! Boo!
So unprofessional. Boo.
Boo!
Blame
Restart
COVID.
the podcast.
oh, here we go
The
again.
whole thing's ruined. We're gonna do the whole interview all over again.
But, so basically, they had me make those noises, and then they said like, okay, we'll have something for you. And so in my mind, I'm like, shit, they probably put this weird thing on YouTube. I don't know. It's been like 2 weeks. They haven't come back, so I'm thinking like, I'm like good. Other one I didn't get recommended for was like, it was a drunk guy trying to play frat boys trying to play Overwatch, and they had like 4 of us. Didn't really know what to do. Weren't really talking. They kind of hard into the game.
4 of us,
And it
as
was
in
like
like
4 a.m.
4 of us, as in they ordered 4.
They ordered 4 e-girls, pretty much.
Oh my god. So,
So,
you guys did
and we're
too.
all there like so like awkward. They didn't give us a recommendation either.
Oh.
And so like that's too. I'm really proud like with my league people, I'm like, hey, you don't have to do you don't want to. I just want to let you know like I pride in my perfect 100% recommendation ratio
Right.
on league and everything, but
Right.
You'll have
there's still weird
to
people.
you'll have to make sure at the end of this to walk us through how to do that, because I'm
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I did it for the girl that we had on stream last night, but
Mhm.
just make sure that we get that done for you.
But
So
most
alright.
of like really weird stuff, they either want to talk, just like get you in Discord to talk for free, or like they want you to like. I'm trying to explain. Like they want you to play League for free, and I'm like, I got to do my paid orders first because like they pay for me, or they don't
Right.
even make it to ordering from you. They just say something really weird, and then I gotta get a mod to ban them.
Oh my
Or
god.
like some guy. So doing any type of like 18 plus stuff is highly illegal in there, which I am glad for because there's a lot of 16-year-olds and stuff on the website.
Right.
Right, yeah.
And so a guy was talking to me at first, like how like he was gonna get me like let's do like a Twitch partnership and stuff. He had his own boosting company, which is already kind of illegal. in
Oh
Minecraft,
yeah.
That's
so
already
Right,
super
At the
sketchy.
time-
Yep.
At the time, I was like, wait a minute. Well, it's coaching / boosting, and I was like, wait a minute. I
God,
could have
gross.
recorded from the league too. So he was
Hmm.
talking like he was like a really nice person and everything, and I was like, okay, cool. Like I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. And then got to the point like, well, actually, if you do this, like, well, because he found my Instagram somehow, which I
Ooh.
probably haven't linked
Oh,
through like some
greasy.
things, and he was like, well, if you could put pictures of yourself on the beach on Instagram, why can't you sending me anything type thing? And I'm like,
I'll ask you a
Oh
question.
God! So he went like the slimy music producer route.
yeah. And
Yes.
then I
Oh, man.
screenshot. I told him, I was like, well, now I gotta report you. And then
Do
he
you
got mad for
post-
cussing me about.
I was gonna say, do you post personal pictures on your like the Instagram photos that you have on your Instagram account? Are they also on your ePal account?
Not all of them, no.
Okay,
Like,
because you
I
can
have.
reverse image search that and then grab the Instagram account that has that photo on it, and then he has your Instagram account. So it'd
I
be
think
really
I
easy.
have one, but it's similar. It's not the actual same
Oh, okay.
same one. It's like slightly different, but
Yeah. Anyway.
So I went there, and then he tried to guilt me into it, saying like he had no friends and stuff. So I got him on. I let him know. I was like, "Look, I gotta report you now. Like, I hope you know this. So
Oh.
bye."
Oh, dude,
I
the
sent
guy
the
rolled the
screenshots.
gambit.
I sent the screenshots, and then the mod, she was like, "Okay, cool." And then she went, "Well, actually, he submitted his own stuff, trying to say like I said I was gonna do it, but I lucked out because it was on my phone. And I wasn't paying attention, and I had a notification come through at the top of my screen. He tried to edit them, but they could
Oh.
tell like where my notification was. It was messed up." And so I think he got banned because if I type his name in on like the eGirl Discord, it's not there. And so I think I won that one. Or another weird thing, a guy tried to get my Instagram reported because I didn't believe Corona came from 5G.
Oh,
Like
that's
he
good.
tried to say, like he posted a picture about me on his stuff, trying to say like I was racist and everything, and I went, "Do it, find the screenshots. Like I'm already reporting you." And he went,
Oh,
"Well, I
Jesus.
reported you too." Of course, the stuff got instantly taken down. I didn't, and I'm like, "See, now you look dumb."
See,
And so I
that's
went
the
on his
fun
Twitch,
part.
and so he tried to like act like he was my boyfriend or whatever. And the guy's 30, so I went on his Twitch and I was like, "Hey guys, I hope you all know you're watching a pervert," and like said the whole thing over
Wow.
there. And he lost like 30 people from it. And I was
Oh, man.
like you try to
Yeah.
call me racist for thinking
Yeah.
5G didn't cause corona.
That's
And as
insane.
far as I know, he was like, "Well, where's your proof?" And so I was sending him like all the stuff I found because if you Google it, you can't find anything. And so I was like, "Look, like you can't find anything. Like if you find a source that tells me, like I will actually read it and see if I am wrong." But he's like, "No, you're racist. Bye." And I was like, "Okay."
Without getting too heavy, there's an interesting thing I read, and it was essentially, especially now when there's a lot more people laid off worldwide and staying at home, people normally in their jobs feel important, right? Like they feel they have a duty that they have to do. Well, since they're unemployed or at home, they're not necessarily feeling like they're needed, and they're turning to going online and making as much noise as possible so they feel needed or they feel like they have attention.
I believe
And
that.
especially after doing Twitch for over 2 years, oh my god, like you see it and it's like it's a lot.
People are
Yeah.
starved,
It's
dude.
just
Yeah.
They're starved.
It's crazy, yeah.
Seeing your Twitch one, if I knew you had that, I would have go wore my Discord shirt. I have a Discord shirt, or I have like my
Nice.
college's esports shirt. But I feel
hold
bad
on,
now. I should have came
I'll
prepared.
double up. I'll double up.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I
Hold
could
on,
have brought
let me
out
just
like.
casually put on my Twitch jacket as well.
Oh, I have
Oh,
this.
wow, dude.
I have the purple hoodie somewhere around
Bunch
here.
of
If I really
professionals
wanted
in this.
to, I could have got like I could have put my Discord shirt in the back. I could have had my official jersey on.
Oh,
I could have like, "Hey
shit.
guys,"
Oh, Lord.
but
Flexing hard out here.
yeah.
Right.
It was the best $42 I've ever spent. I wore that
What?
thing with pride. My
this thing
esports
or your
jersey.
Discord
No,
one?
Oh,
my,
nice. Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
Discord one. When we had our like League of Legends viewing party, because League has like the official colleges that you can like sign up for the parties. We got a bunch of free
Right.
goodies. Like I got like the things that you bang together and they light up. I got
Yeah.
some of those. I got a
Nice.
bunch of like League of Legends world tattoos. So I got a bunch of League stuff. I got the League birthday hat. Then there's drawings for like if we win posters and stuff. So I got an Akali poster. I got my Discord shirt with some stickers on
Damn.
it. And it was like a bunch of free stuff, but at the time, because I was like, yeah, I was still in like that cringy 1 month of being obsessed with everything. And, I was posting everywhere, and I was like, "Look, guys, look at me." And I'm looking back, and I'm like,
Swag.
"There's a difference between enthusiastic and like just saying like, hey guys, I'm streaming today,' versus woo, I'm a total nerd type thing."
Yeah.
Right.
Right, that's fair. Yeah.
So
Going too hard in the gamer girl paint.
you kind of mentioned a little earlier that you kind of purged your Twitch from your high school people, and you had like a little bit of feeling in the beginning like you didn't want them to necessarily know that that's what you were doing. Do you get any kind of those feelings with your ePal account? Like, does anybody other than your boyfriend in your life like know about that? I think we kind of touched on this a little earlier that it's just kind of the grind for money these days in college.
People know I have it. They don't really look me up about it, like my ePal stuff. Like I have a few ePal orders that like people that have ordered from me like 5 times in a row. I'm like, look, I charge $3 a game, but in reality, I only get like $1.50 of it. If you pay me like $1.50 per game, I'll just give you my PayPal. Like, I have 2 people that have my Instagrams because they
Right.
ordered from me like 10 times, and I was like, they were really chill and everything. So I'm like, look, ePal doesn't give us good notifications. If you want, DM me on here and I'll answer it back faster. They've done nothing weird. One of them, like I mentioned once how I wanted a league skin. They went, like you're a cool person. I'm gonna buy it for you type thing. But I don't give it to any people that either haven't ordered from me repeatedly, or if I get some sort of weird like information, like weird feeling.
Yeah, you could typically tell most people
Yeah.
like if they're giving off some kind of vibe.
Right.
Yeah, and that's like so because I'm torn between trying to delete my spam Instagram account that I never used in the first place, and making it like just change everything like, hey, this is my streaming account now, because I'm gonna have to go through and remove people as a follow and then unfollow myself or deleting it. And I
Right.
originally wanted to delete it because then it shows up as like new to Instagram and more people see it. But since that's linked to my main Instagram, I can't find a way to delete one without deleting the other. And while
Yeah.
a good 300 followers from that one Yasuo account posting my meme, I'm like, if I get into other things, do I really want the account my family follows me on having like
Right.
cosplay
Right.
stuff?
Right.
Like, I actually lucked out. I thought my mom was gonna get really mad when I got my Tifa costume. So I showed her like who it looked like, and she went, "Okay, that's cute. Have fun." Type thing.
Right. I mean, it's not like it's like it's
Yeah,
not like
that's
it's
not like
overly
tit shaming,
sexualized
yeah,
or
it's,
anything. I mean,
it's
it's pretty, you know.
Yeah.
It's just like would she understand Ari enough? It's like I'm trying to keep her open to League, but it's like I feel like at that point, like if I had like the full outfit, the 9 tails in the back, she might be like,
Right.
so that's like most of that stuff I would do once I like moved to like my college dorm thing, because it's like an apartment but not really. So I was like, if I really want to like try in the like publicity and stuff for that, I'm probably gonna have to wait till fall or whenever we go back to school, because it's one of those things where it's like, well, I also just don't really talk to my parents. So that's how I don't know how they will react. So it's one of those
Right.
things that's like the
Yeah.
less they know, the better, I guess, because they're still weirded out a little bit. Because like with me being my only hobby, esports, naturally like all my friends have been guys majorly, and she gets so she thinks I'm gonna get kidnapped. I'm
Well,
like, she goes back and forth and thinking, okay, she's safer if a group of guys, because then no one's gonna try to kidnap her, or like are you sure you want to go hang out with them? Like she keeps going back and forth, so
oh
it's like
well.
it was really confusing for me. Like she can say like I can go, then last would be like I don't know, and it's like, well, everyone's on their way to get me. Or she doesn't understand. She's like, well, how are you getting all this money for some stuff? But like most of the people in there, like, not trying to like sound really, just stating a fact. Like they all come from like a lot of money and they all take turns paying for each other. And like I don't have that, so when I get like they'll randomly just send me food. Like, oh, you're hungry? Like, what's your door? Like I'll send it to you through DoorDash type thing. So she's like, where are you getting all this stuff from? And I'm like, it's like they're
Yeah,
used
that's just kind of a thing, though. I mean, people like I was weirded out a little bit by it, but I mean, after so much, like after doing Twitch as my full time thing, like people just do things for you.
Yeah,
And
the
it's
amount of like pizzas you received through just random people being like, "I'm ordering you a pizza." It's like,
yeah, they're just like, "Hey, I want to watch this fat kid just eat a whole pizza. Like, let's just buy a pizza for him." And I'm like, I mean, I'm not going to say no. I mean, it's a pizza. I'm like,
I got my food for $6 the other day, and I was so happy about it. And I was like, "Why would you do this? I'm losing."
how much money did they give you?
Well, just like it was $6 and like $6.90 because this would be $6.09 because my
Ah,
loading
yeah.
69%, and I was laughing about it, and I'm like, my MMR is in the ground, so why I won't do bad, my teammates might do bad, and if I'm playing support, if my team does bad, I'm naturally going to do bad, and I'm like, I am here losing 3 games in a row. Why are you doing this? But like, I'm torn between the please no, like I don't want your money, and the please I'm not saying I need it, but going to a cause. And it's
Right.
also
yeah,
easier because PayPal, like Twitch and every ePal, they go through PayPal. So then just
Right.
says like PayPal account my transaction. So it's not really specific, like who's this? Like who's that type thing. I can be like, oh, it's my donation for playing on the team, and I've told her like my college is looking for like me to stream for them as one of their partners. So like you know how people get paid to play video games and people watch it. And she's like, yeah, and I'm like, well, they do that. So it's one of those things where I'm gonna have to gradually put it in because they don't know like the whole video game thing. They still think it's
Right.
like the
That's
couch thing.
fair.
Like
yeah,
I realize it's gonna be easier to gradually say it than just like, oh yeah, hey mom, becoming a professional streamer now. Ignore the $100 randomly added in my bank account type thing.
So
Like ePal, I tell them, like I do it, but I put that like I have the team on there too type
Yeah.
of thing.
Right.
Like
Mm.
they because like I want a team and stuff to help them, and she's kind of like, oh, okay, as long as you don't get kidnapped, I guess.
So,
Very nice.
and on the same vein with the money side of things, like you said, you're using all your EPAL proceeds for your college living situation, which I think is very admirable. But
Thank you.
Yeah.
is it to a point where that's like making a significant dent in that college payment, or do you also have like a day job tacked on to that,
So
or
having a job's weird to me. I was stuck in a weird thing was my dad would yell at me if I didn't have a job, but if I had a job, I got yelled at to focus on my schoolwork.
yeah, that's a hard place to be.
The classic dilemma.
Yeah.
My laptop on the side doing my schoolwork while I'm waiting for a game to load, or it's like it's just really weird because then they'll be like, you're only getting paid this much. There's a whole conflict between you're doing nothing and only focus on schoolwork type thing.
Yeah,
Because it was like he wouldn't see me do all my work because I would do most of my work in class because I'd have the extra time because I didn't talk to anyone. He'd be like, "Oh, you're playing a game. Don't you have schoolwork to do?" And I'd be like, "No." He's like, "Well, you better get an A." And I'd be like, "I have an A. Check my grades." And he'd still be like, "Well, you're lazy," type thing. And so that's like another reason why I'm trying to save out. Like I didn't get to qualify for any scholarships because my parents have college money for my tuition, and because of that, I don't qualify. Like there's no separate option where I'm paying for housing by myself, type thing. So it looks like I had the money for it, but they already told me, yeah, we're not helping you. They've
yeah.
already used some of that money to like buy a new car and stuff, type
Oh,
thing. So I'm kind of like, I have a little,
Yeah.
but FAFSA season isn't fully paid for. I am not technically, so it's what the government sees versus what I actually have.
Right.
And because of
Right.
that, and I don't do sports. Our community had like 400 scholarships to give out. Everyone gets something. I didn't get anything. They just told me I didn't like with my like. They just said, you got a good GPA. Like it's a 4.4. It's good, but you're not struggling anywhere else. Like you don't face any sort of like trouble or anything. Your parents have money for you. Just make them pay for it. And it's like they have told me we will pay your $4,000 tuition, but you were done with everything else. Your textbook, your housing, you're on your own. And so I'm here like, oh, okay. The big thing was if I didn't put that money on there and just lied about it, I would have gotten everything.
Hmm.
But then it's how much trouble would I be in trying to explain that because I'm still dependent, so I can't file it as
Right.
my own.
yeah,
So we don't know like what's legal there and what isn't. So they just stuck it there, and I'm trying to tell my mom like I have a friend in housing who's going to try to get me an RA job in the spring, so my housing's reduced.
it's a good move.
He can't.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Like, look, just pay the half, like part, because we pay it by semester. Like, just pay the semester. We'll get it reduced to 500, and I'll just pay you that. Because
Nice.
of me starting the spring, I didn't get a chance to like find an apartment which would have been much cheaper because there's on-campus apartments.
Mhm.
They're cheaper. It's just a matter of having more time to like find furniture and stuff, and I didn't have that. So I'm telling like, look, just let me live in this pricey place for this 1 year. By this time, my friend that's a year younger than me is coming up, and me and her, like moms are proof we can go get like an apartment together and live that way, and it would be cheaper. I wouldn't have to pay to keep my car on campus because there's a lot of places where we could just walk. Because it's just like stereotypical. Like my college is there, we got a big highway through the middle, then around it's just a bunch of like apartments and stuff. So I'm like, just give me this 1 year to figure everything out because it'd be my first full year, and then from there, like I promise, nothing will be expensive. I'll have more time for scholarships, and then by then, I should be able to get like the college, like the jobs our college like offers, and I can hopefully have enough CS skills to apply for that, and like it's going to work out. But this 1 year is going to be tough. And she's like, "Nah, dad, your dad said you're paying for it, so you're paying for it."
Ouch.
Oh, okay,
That sucks.
Yeah, that's rough.
it happens.
Yeah. There is definitely a time where you have to decide whether or not being independent for your parents is worth it, and like whether or not you want to like emancipate you like basically go out on your own and claim your own taxes for yourself, because
Yeah.
at some point it helps you more than it helps them, and they're just being
Oh,
selfish,
absolutely.
you know. And you have to just have that conversation with them of just like, so you're not going to get the 4,000s on the tax credit this year. I'm gonna just go off and get that myself, and it's like it's definitely one of those like tough things you have to do eventually. But yeah, my parents like milked it as long as they could.
I feel like I'm grateful for my parents and everything. However, I have a car that's extremely old. It has been on its last leg for like the longest time.
Yeah.
And even the guy that works on like, y'all are putting more work into this car than it's worth. Like, why don't you have a new car? I'll give you my employee discount. Like, just get her a car she wants. It's a Honda. You can work on it for cheap. And my dad's like, I don't want her to have something nicer than me.
Oh,
99
Wow.
Accord V6.
that's terrible.
A lot. And the first person ever hit it. Oh my god, I was so mad. I was screaming at this girl. She had the giant muddy truck. For the longest time, my car's white. She would get mud from her car on my car. Then one day she parked crooked and hit my car, and I saw it. I try. I'm like, and despite what you might think now, in person, I am extremely shy. I went off on this girl, and then she
That
didn't even have
league rage came out.
So I like running through the school, cussing this girl out, and like she'd act like she didn't care. But apparently, as soon as I turned around, she cried because her dad was cussing her out, and I was like, "You are
Oh.
going to fix my bumper in my car." Meanwhile, my dad didn't care. He's like, "I don't care about it getting fixed." So there's a chunk of my bumper missing where you just like smack some white paper over it. So instead of my bumper going like a curve like this, it goes like this.
Oh my god.
Every time I see it, I want to find that girl and be like, "What you did? What you did to my car?" So, and I've also like my parents have kind of been like the helicopter parents, which I feel like I missed out like on a lot through high school, and I was afraid to make a lot of friends because my thing is,
Yeah.
if I hang out Monday, if I hang out asked to hang out again Tuesday, my parents will be like, "What are you doing? You're lying to us, aren't you?" So like this falls in the first time like I'm alone because where I'm living, I also won't have a roommate. So like, this is my full. I am on my own. I can see if I am going to make it on my own in life, and I feel like once I'm forced to be alone, I'll be able to like take care of myself better
Yeah.
without trying to like ask my mom every 2 minutes. Like, how do
Oh,
I
yeah.
do this?
Oh yeah, that's
I'm trying
big.
to explain that to them, like it's going to be hard, but also good for me at the same time. Like this is going to be my first time where I can see if I have enough self discipline
For sure.
as I think I do. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm also really nervous, and I know I'm probably going to have student loan debt. But I've been told that computer science majors, I don't know if it's
Yeah.
accurate, but I'm told I will pay off my loans in 10 years probably. If that's the
Less than
case,
that,
I
honestly. You'll
Yeah.
if you, especially
So
like from what you're saying, you want to end up at Microsoft. Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
push forward,
Yeah.
push forward, and just get that piece of paper and get that job that's
Yep.
paying a lot. Because I mean,
I just
Absolutely.
On the gas.
I was not the best CS student, but I am living very comfortably these days. Just putting it out there.
Yeah, you just pre-ordered a fucking sauna, Hunter.
Yeah, we can stop talking about the sauna.
now I want to know.
So I bought my own sauna, but it's not that big of a deal. Do you not have your own sauna? I mean, every household in Finland has their own sauna. I don't see why it's not big of a deal.
It's a hot tub, it's not mine. I mean,
Oh,
to be
Lord.
fair, I did buy a $300 computer case just because of the lights.
Yeah.
And then when
Wow.
I dropped it, the screen shattered. I cried like a baby.
no.
Oh my god.
That's terrible.
So, kind of, closing out this interview. This has been great, by the way. This is
Yeah, this has been
exactly
awesome.
what I
Yeah.
wanted this to be. Do you is this like a long-term plan in content creation, or is this kind of like a stepping stone towards something more like kind of meshed together with the CS aspect and the esports aspect, and like what is the stepping stone plan here? Like, are you trying to go into the like real competitive league esports? Are you trying to be more on the content creation side? Or are you gonna like ditch this all when you get your CS degree and go be a software developer in Seattle?
Well, my thing was, I'm one of those people, I had like multiple side projects. Like, I wanted to be everything, but I know 99.9% sure that's not going to happen. So it's like, yeah, I need something credible, like a degree. But if I really wanted to, like, I had the dream playing on Cloud9. I always wanted Sneaky to be my ADC, and I wanted to be his little support. I wanted to do the whole, like, I wanted to be like the Pokemon with the $3,000 donations. But like, and it's like so a lot of things I really wanted to put together, but I know it's not all going to work out. But it's one of those things like, what is the slight chance it does?
That's great.
Type
That's a
thing.
great way to look at it.
Yep. Oh, that's
I'm
good.
not. It's like how I really remember Sky Does Minecraft saying he did his YouTube channel for like 2 years before it really got off. So I'm like, well,
Oh,
if I
yeah.
just give it a year. So my mind's kind of going multiple places for like just like, oh, I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket type thing.
That's great.
But if one of the things work, like I want to see myself walking across an LCS stage, but my League MMR is preventing me from that. Well, it's just basically, I want multiple options, and if one of them blows up, that's what I'll do. But in a perfect world, I'd be good at all of it.
That's a
Right.
great way to look at it. Honestly, that's awesome. But are you gonna just scenario here? You progress through college. You get to a point on your college esports team where you get that scholarship and you're like a real like fundamental part of this esports team, and you have these like real like foundations in American esports that are looking at you and trying to recruit you. If you get to a point where you finish your computer science degree, if you take a job in Seattle working for Microsoft as a software developer making, 120 grand a year straight out of college, are you going to have like a sense of, what if you went to the esports side? And like, is that going to be the same case for if you actually do go to the esports side? Are you going to have a sense of like, what if for the software development side?
I'm one of those people where I constantly worry about like everything like that. So there's always a what if for me. It's one of those things where it's like, if I get a regular job and I make a lot of money and like I want the fancy cars, I want the Louis Vuitton bag. Like if I get that, I will be happy. Like, I'll be fine with mom's job because I like computers. But it's one of those things where it's like if I just there's something about wanting like the fame aspect to it
For
and
sure.
just like have Twitch and everything. It'd be like I probably would have had a lot more fun doing this type thing. But it's like, say I get my degree and I make a really good job and I have the opportunity to play esports for someone, I'm going to tell my job, like, I don't know when I'm coming back, but I'm going to go play esports type thing.
Right.
Hell yeah.
So if I'm already established, like 30-something, esports comes in and they're like, we want you to play in the team, I'm taking it. I don't care if I get less money, like, I will take it.
Right.
Yeah. Just to give you hope, there is a woman who has done it all. I don't know if you've heard of Miss Harvey at all.
I have.
But she's a CS pro that used to work for Ubisoft and got them to sponsor her all-women CS team. And so they literally made a team called United that was an all-women CS team. They competed professionally for like years. So you can do it all. It's possible. Yeah.
Microsoft, if you hear me, hi, please hire me, give me a lead.
Yeah, me too.
Right?
Yeah, I've got Bill Gates' email, so I'll shoot this
Yeah,
over.
we'll tweet it over to Bill Gates and have him look over it.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Be friends with Elon Musk. That's another thing.
I don't know if you want to be friends with Elon right now. I think he's
He's going through whatever he's going through now.
he's drinking too much NyQuil.
He's going through like a Kanye meltdown right now. It's actually kind of amazing to watch. I will say though, what's nice is you don't theoretically have to be the best esports player, but if you consistently do your Twitch over the years, even with your full-time gig, and you're into the game enough, what's great about Twitch is you don't even have to be an esports player, and if you become big enough and you can connect with different players in the scene, there's no, when they're practicing or they're goofing around, there's also no reason that it doesn't have to be the competitive stage, but there's no reason you couldn't play with some of these league players if your Twitch gets big enough and all that.
Yeah, my big thing now is just like talking. Like when there's nothing to talk about, like I can make long responses if someone asks me a question, but if I'm just sitting there listening to music in the background and people like if I'm not being flamed in the game or if I'm just not narrating the game, it's like I don't know what to say without repeating myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
do you listen to music when you stream at all? Do you listen to music in the background at all?
I play. I have like the no copyright music from Spotify. So I'll just play that in the background for everyone. I'll keep it quiet when it's there.
All right, yeah, because I found a lot of streamers don't actually say much if you watch them, and a lot of times the chat keeps to itself. But like most big streamers just have music going, and they'll respond to chat every once in a while or say like, "Oh wow, I can't believe that happened," but they'll just have regular copyrighted music playing in the background the whole time. Like it's like, and that's what really fills that gap. It's not actually about talking the whole time. Like I feel like that really isn't going to help you.
Unless you're me and you're just really annoying and you just have the innate ability to just not ever shut up. And then it's just like, oh, wow, holy shit, I actually found a path that works for this? Like, whoa.
Yeah, you are a stream of consciousness for sure.
I had one person watching me, and I was playing a song, and my music got copyrighted. So that's why how does this happen? That's why
it's not as big of a deal on Twitch as long as you're not trying to clip for YouTube, because they'll just mute your VOD.
Yeah,
it's not like they get like a takedown. Like they'll just mute the VOD unless you want to then put some of the clips on YouTube, and then you really can't have.
I'm not yet, but I'm guessing the VOD got copyrighted, and I was like, really? I have one viewer. What am I going to do with that?
Well, no, all they'll do is they blanket do it, and then they'll just mute that section of the VOD, so you don't even get like there's no like strike. No.
Yeah, you won't get banned for it. They'll just mute 30 minutes of video. That's all. Yeah.
Or 30 seconds.
30 seconds or whatever it is. It's whatever the amount is. Yeah.
I got the notification. I was like, wait, was I muted my whole stream?
No, it won't mute the stream. No, yeah, you can stream it. Yeah, you're fine. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I look really dumb now.
It's all good.
I mean, with how serious the YouTube stuff is coming into it, like I'd expect the YouTube will clap somebody's cheeks if you get a copyright claim.
Oh yeah,
So,
I've heard about
This is
that.
true. Yeah.
So
Google doesn't fuck around.
this was our first interview on this podcast, and I hope the rest of them are as good as this one because this was great.
Oh, absolutely.
And we were trying to come up with a question that we should start asking every person that we interview, kind of as like a closing question. And we came up with what is your biggest failure in life so far?
Oh God. Honestly, it's about to get really deep,
Oh,
so I'm
shit.
sorry, but
Uh-oh.
no,
Here we
I'm
go.
fine.
Here we go.
Let me get the Kleenex.
Well, no, it's basically my parents wanted a son, and as you can see, I am not a dude. So kind of like him and how his parents are, like I am not what he wanted to be, and no matter what I try, when I brought home a 3 in high school to like 4, it went from 4.4 to 4.6, and on a 4.0 scale. Wasn't
Wow.
ever good enough. I have a 3.91. Still not good enough. I did everything I could, and so I kind of just feel like I'm never going to be good enough that way. So I think the root of all my anxiety and stuff is from that. I tried to
Right.
going to a therapy about it. I was like, I should not be worrying this much. Like, it should not be affecting me. My college called CPS on my family, so now we don't
Oof.
talk.
Oh, jeez.
It kind of isolated me, and me and him, we just don't talk. Because I'll try talking to him. He's like, look, I'm watching TV. Can you not do this? And then I get the why are you in your room? So it's like why I feel like a failure, even though it's not a failure. It's
Mhm.
just one of those things where it's like, okay, when I go off to college, like I have this mental in my head where like, yeah, I'm gonna be sad because I'm gonna miss my mom and my dog, but I do not plan to come back. I plan to get the money. I plan for the 1 month I won't be on campus.
Mhm.
They're like, I don't know how I'm going to be like, because I'm used to them saying no, you can't do that, and me listening. Like I do not know how I'm going to force myself to not listen to them, but no one knows that I do not plan to come back. I plan to just leave that part behind. Like I'm going to make the money. I'm going to get the doctorates. Then my dad tries to like be nice to me. I'm like, where were you for like the first 18 years of like me not being good enough type of thing?
Right.
So yeah, that's that.
Well,
That's-
I'm going to tell you right now that, I mean, you seem like a real, like you got that fire within you, and it just seems like with all of this, you say that you're using all these proceeds for college, and you've got this mindset of like, I'm going to get that PhD, I'm going to get that Microsoft money, I'm going to be a professional league player. Like, you're at a point in your life right now, like when you enter that early 20s period, when you first start moving out and you start being on your own, that like you've got to start making that push forward to like, who am I going to be, and I'm going to build that foundation for
Right.
myself. And it just sounds like you're doing a fantastic job for yourself.
Thank you.
So
Absolutely.
Yeah. Keep going.
yeah, keep going, don't stop. CS,
try.
I'm telling you,
Stay hard.
CS is going to punch you in the face at one point, and it's going to hurt too. You're going to be crying in the science library bathroom at 4 a.m, wondering what the hell you're going to do. And I know that from personal experience. But once you get that piece of paper and you get that first job offer, I mean, it's all completely worth it. You just got to push forward for it. So
I'm glad. Thank you for telling me Google is a common thing people use because I felt like such a
100%,
bad
yeah.
student.
Oh yeah.
Stack Overflow is going to be booked on your computer for the rest of your life.
The real skills that you learn in CS is the problem solving skills.
Yeah,
like
100%.
basically taking something and putting it, like knowing the right like solution to the problem.
Yeah.
Like knowing what to Google basically at that
Exactly.
point. Like
Yeah,
I know I
I'm
have to find
struggling
something to
with
do
that
this,
sometimes.
you know,
Yeah.
and so like that's the real CS skill. Like people can't even get to that step that aren't actual CS people. You know, like you can't like, oh, I need to figure out why this isn't working. They can't even like get down to that granular, you know, level.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
the fact that you're Googling something at all is good, you know, and eventually you'll get to the point that your skills can identify the problem quickly, and then you Google the answer to the problem. And so it's just, that's basically,
Yeah.
you know, that's the real skill. And that's,
Anybody
you
can
know.
copy and paste code, but the big bucks come when you know what code to actually copy and paste.
Yep, exactly.
My big main, like, if someone's out there, please pray for me. Please pray that I can get a math teacher that I can, like, pay attention to. I hate math. That's my problem.
All
Why
right.
do I got to use math if I want to use Google? But
You heard that,
That's the thing,
everybody
I'm more
listening.
worried about
Pray for
that.
Emily and her math
Yeah.
teachers.
Yep.
I'm more
Absolutely.
worried about math than I am CS. So it's like the CS confident
Pray for
math.
yeah.
Right.
Pray for Weston. Pray for God. Pray
Yeah,
for
shout out to
Emily.
God. Shout
Yeah.
out to Weston. All right. Emily, this was great. Go ahead and plug everything you wanted to plug again. And
Just mainly like my Twitch, it's xEquinoxx. The only capital is the E, and it is two X's at the end because someone took Equinox. The real Equinox, if you're out there, if you're doing nothing, please give me your name. Love you.
Yeah, we're calling you out, Equinox.
Like
Better
I'm
show
also
up.
This Sunday at your local community center.
the kid that there's a real YouTuber. His YouTube's like Equinox X and the capitals and X. He has an Instagram he hasn't used since 2015, which is
Ooh,
X
man.
Equinox. I try to comment on his videos, like I will pay you for the name. Still no comment. So that guy, if you're out there, please, I will pay you if you give me the name. Just give, please, so my stuff.
let's
can
get
match.
let's get that Instagram.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this was great, and go check her out on Twitch. Play games with her on ePal.
The links will be in the YouTube description.
And make her make mob noises on
Yes, under the
ePal.
video.
And yeah, bye everybody. This was great.
Bye.
Take it easy, everyone.
So yeah, man, that was XEquinoxx on ePal. She's XEquinoxx, lowercase x, Equinox, capital EQUINOXX. We're gonna put the links in the description. But
Right.
Yep.
that was our first interview here on the Captain's Quarters, and that was great.
Yeah,
was-
That
excellent.
was spectacular.
She was a great interview. She was way better than I thought she was going to be. We originally put together, a couple questions thinking that was going to be a 30-minute interview, and then we put together some things that we would talk about on the rest of the podcast, but we ended up just plowing through and just interviewing her for a little more than an hour. So that was
Right,
great.
really interesting person. Really cool person.
Yeah. Really, all the female and the esports gaming communities and stuff like that. That was really interesting. With
You ever meet somebody who's so driven that they make you feel bad about yourself because you feel like a piece of shit? That's how I felt during this whole thing. Like, wow, this person's like 6 years younger than me and just has
Ready to go, yeah, right.
Yeah. Right.
She definitely changed my mind towards all these e-girls on this website. So
There you go.
Yeah, I think it was like to some degree when we were like talking about doing this interview, we were thinking, oh, it's going to be something shallow and something, like they won't know. And she just knew everything. And it was like, oh my God, the depth and like complexity of this thing is like, what? Like, it definitely flipped the script, as far as the average e-girl, like concept. I don't know. It's kind of cool.
for sure.
But yeah, you catch us on episode 5 next week. We're gonna work. I'm telling you, we're gonna get a consistent lineup one of these days on this podcast.
One of these days.
One of these days. This week was weird because of Mother's Day, but it's fine. Appreciate you guys listening, watching, checking us out on all different platforms.
Expect some more interviews in the future because I think
Absolutely.
I think that went really well, and I think we need to do that more often.
And hey, if you think that you would be a really cool person to interview, you got a lot going on, hit us up. Hit us up on Captain Milne at, hold on. For right now, we're using a placeholder email of captainmilne@yahoo.com. We're working on a podcast email. But for now, if you're interested and, you think you got some cool shit, like hit us up.
Yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely. 100%.
I'm really thinking we need to see the e-boy perspective after the
I
e-girl.
know.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm curious now. I want to know. I want to know if it's yeah.
Absolutely.
We will see you guys next time.
Well, take care.
Take it easy, everyone. Really big shout out to our Patreon supporters, KLSK1, Garrison Coley, True X23, Ziggy Storm, Senpai Gray, and Lieutenant Dan. Appreciate your support. We couldn't do this without you guys.